Hey everybody, it's Ron over here at Becoming Enlightened Together. We're going to go ahead and do a whole week spread as far as the runes are today. And this is basically Sunday, the 21st of December, all the way up to the 28th of December. So, to start things off, we're going to go ahead and look at the overall weekly energy, which is a good one. It starts off with the rune of Sowilo. And this is like the sun card in tarot. It's the brightest card in the deck. It talks about the sun, clarity. It talks about victory and honor, achievement. It talks about a time of rest. It talks about your goals being achieved. It talks about the life force and health, vitality. A time when power is available for you to make positive changes in your life. It talks about victory and success. It talks about the contact between your higher self and the unconscious. It talks about wholeness, power, elemental forces, and the cleansing fire, so to speak. Okay, so that which basically wipes away all the confusion and illusions and all that kind of stuff so that you can see things for what they are and to make them the best that they can be, kind of a thing. Now, the overall energy for today, Sunday, is Isa. Now, Isa is basically the rune of ice, coldness, static or stasis, energy loss and separation. It also talks about, focus and privacy, challenges, possibly frustrations, ill feelings. It talks about psychological blocks to thought or activity, including grievances of some type. It talks about a time of standstill. It talks about a time of turning inward and seeking clarity, waiting for what is to come, trusting your intuition. Basically also talks about loyalty and being centered. Okay, so it's a very positive rune, but everything in the second family group, or Ayat, which is Heimdall's group or family, all 8 of those runes basically are kind of like the yin and yang. It gives you both good and bad, even when you're looking at the upright position of that energy. Okay. Now, Heimdall is basically the guardian of Asgard. He guards on the other side of the rainbow bridge or whatever into Asgard. He's got, more than just godlike, senses. His ability to hear and to see and to understand or feel or to know is far in excess of most of the other gods and goddesses, and that's why he is the protector or the overseer of protection over Asgard. Okay? Just to give you an idea who he is in the mythological sense. Now, Monday's energy is that of Ingwaz. Now, Ingwaz in this case is actually in the reverse. Now, most of the energy this week is in the upright, but for tomorrow it's in the reverse. And it talks about marking of endings and or beginnings. Whenever there's an end, there's also a beginning, right? So it talks about milestones being achieved, completion of something like a cycle, for example. It talks about limits, coming full circle in something, blindness and hopelessness. So those are, kind of obscure energies. Sometimes they don't seem related, but it does talk about coming full circle in something. So if you were, starting off in a good life, maybe you lost your way, you're going to be coming back to that good. If you were very negative and decided, basically you're going to try to walk the path, but you've fallen back into obscurity, well, there are a lot of different religious perspectives on what happens to somebody who knew the light, saw and practiced the light, but fell back into, obscurity and so on. And it's not very good for that person, generally speaking. That's a whole other subject. We don't want to get into dogma. So now the energy for Tuesday is again I saw. This time I saw is in the reverse. Okay, oops, I'm sorry. It looks like just a big letter I. Okay, and it talks about a breach of loyalty in the reverse. Somebody who is in a state of egomania, blindness. Somebody who's feeling as though they are dissipating. Somebody who is met with treachery, illusions, and deceptions. Somebody who is betrayed, beguiled. Somebody who is basically either in or has had plans, plots, and schemes arrayed against them. So stealthiness and ambushes are also part of that energy. So for Tuesday, be very vigilant and careful. Use your intuition, but don't fall into, paranoia. Now for Wednesday, the energy is actually good again. We had this twice last week. Overall energy as well as many other days that we had it. And this is the goddess Freya's rune, Fehu. Okay? Now, Fehu is basically all about materialistic, positivity, abundance, wealth, raise, income, a new job, fertility, if you're looking to have a child. It talks about the new house, the new home, all that kind of stuff. It talks about, hope and plenty, financial success in the present or near future, both creation and destruction. You got to have one with the other, generally speaking. Okay, so it's a very, very positive energy that we have for Wednesday. Now on Thursday, we have again Ingwas, and just like before, Ingwas is in the reverse. So it's the marking of endings and beginnings, milestones in our life, as is the best and as of the worst things that happen to us. Those are milestones, right? So it could be either or. The completion of a cycle or completion of some type of certain situation or circumstance, limits, coming full circle in something, and also the sense of blindness and hopelessness about something. Okay, so it's not every aspect is going to be for each and every person out there. So just hold on or take those things which resonate. In some cases, these things haven't happened to you quite yet. So then again, we're talking about the future anyway. This is Thursday's energy. So, don't hold on to it or accept it if it is not for you. Okay? Now, Friday's energy is Berkana. Berkana is the birch goddess, rune, and it talks about the Great Mother. It talks about purity, the birch tree, birth or fertility, physical and spiritual growth and liberation. It talks about regenerative powers, renewal. It talks about the promises of new beginnings. It talks about new growth, the arousal of desire. It talks about a love affair, new birth. And that means ideas and creativity as well as a person. And the proposing of a enterprise or a new venture of some type. Perhaps you want to go into business for yourself and you want to enter in with a friend or, a colleague or maybe even a spouse. And finally, that was Friday's energy. Saturday's energy is also a positive one. It's the one I have tattooed on my chest, which is Urus. Now, Urus is about male, vitality and health, vigor, strength. It talks about, speed and untamed potential, time of great energy. It talks about freedom, energy and action. It talks about courage and tenacity. It talks about understanding and wisdom. It talks about sudden and unexpected change. It talks about masculine potency. It talks about sexual desire. It talks about shaping of power and the formulation of the self. So seeing what you need to change and having the wherewithal and determination to make that change. Very, very positive. All right, so overall for the week, once again, it's very good energy that we're looking at. although there are a few little hurdles along the way, and we have those on a daily basis anyways. It's part of, the cycles of life, so to speak. So it looks like things are becoming more positive as we proceed. Even though a lot of these readings throughout the week may actually center upon, those who are in karmic field, or actually in that low vibrational energy versus that of the collective specifically. Uh, whatever the gods, the goddesses, the Norns, who are basically the fates of every man and woman, their destiny, and so on, in Nordic belief system. Whether you're talking about spirituality, you're talking about consciousness, or whatever from Jungian style philosophy, the things that drive us and may be involved in terms of the good and bad that happen in each of our lives. It looks very positive this week. Okay, so that's all we have, and that's where I'm going to leave it for today. So I wish everybody, of course, as always, victory, and in the far off, distant future, I will see you all in Valhalla. So take care. God bless.